Pakistan and our country have announced a 5-point initiative to restore peace and stability in the Gulf and the Middle East. First, immediately cease hostilities, call for an immediate ceasefire, and make every effort to prevent the spread and escalation of conflict. It is emphasized that humanitarian aid must be allowed to reach all areas affected by war without obstruction. Second, promptly initiate talks, emphasizing that the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Iran and the Gulf states must be respected. Support the parties involved in starting negotiations and explicitly require that during the talks, no party to the conflict should use or threaten to use force. Third, ensure the safety of non-military targets, halting attacks on key infrastructure, such as energy, desalination, and power facilities. Attacks on nuclear power plants and other peaceful nuclear facilities are strictly prohibited, and the principle of civilian protection must not be violated. Fourth, ensure the safety of waterways, calling for the protection of ships and crew stranded in the Strait of Hormuz. Arrange for commercial and civilian vessels to transit safely as soon as possible and restore normal navigation in the strait. Fifth, strengthen the primary role of the United Nations, with sovereign states practicing genuine multilateralism and supporting the establishment of a comprehensive peace framework agreement under the purposes and principles of the UN Charter. The Iranian military stated that because you attacked the private residences and families of our leaders, now all private residences of your leaders in the region will become targets. Israel carried out a precise airstrike on the suburbs of Tehran, resulting in the deaths of senior Iranian officials and their families in private residences. In retaliation, Iran officially declared that the private residences of us and Israeli political and military officials in the region are legitimate targets. Iranian Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani condemned Israel for not only targeting steel plants and power facilities, but also bombing civilian infrastructure, such as pharmaceutical companies. He described these actions as shameless and insane war crimes, and warned that Israel is making a grave mistake because it is facing a country with strong armed forces, not defenseless civilians. As the war enters its second month, the scope of attacks has expanded from purely military facilities to civilian lifelines. Iran's domestic pharmaceutical plants, desalination facilities, and critical power nodes have been struck. Israel has been using AI platforms to conduct large-scale hunt operations. Statistics show that since the start of the conflict, more than 250 senior Iranian officials have died in various attacks.